Up next, it's no secret that most Nebraska producers are currently dealing with severe or extreme drought conditions. Several livestock producers are currently looking for access to forage and winter feed resources. We were joined earlier this week by Jay Parsons to discuss how the University of Nebraska's crop residue exchange is helping by facilitating those connections between livestock producers in need of forage with crop producers that have available crop residue. Well, Jay, talk to us about the crop residue exchange. Broadly speaking, what is it?
It's an online exchange to get basically to bring crop producers and livestock producers together, predominantly for corn residue. I mean, we call it a crop residue exchange, so it doesn't have to be corn. But most of the stuff that's grazed in this state would be corn residue. But we have a lot of cattle producers that are looking for corn residue opportunities as far as grazing goes during the winter. We have a lot of corn growing in the state, obviously, and so the exchange is there to give crop producers an opportunity to list what they have available so livestock producers can find them and conduct that transaction and get their cattle out on their corn stalks.
Understand stocks have been a bit of a hot commodity this year, right?
Yeah, they're pretty well in demand every year as far as most of our cattle do end up on corn stalks, but we grow so much corn in this state that we usually have some available. And this is one of those years where we just have a huge drought going on, and it's pretty much across the state, and everybody's looking for forage. So things are being basically bought up pretty quickly in terms of grazing resources.
Talk to me how the exchange works. What's that look like if someone's interested in listing something or going online and seeing what's available around them?
We try to make it as easy to use as possible and as simple, right? So there's minimum exchange in there as far as information that you have to put in. If you're a crop producer, you can go on and there's a Google Map tool in there that you can basically say, this is where my property is, this is the acres I have available, the type of residue, whether I have fencing or water, just lay it out, and then you're asking price for it. And you can, rent it by the acre, AUMs. There's several different options on there, per head per day, and so on. And then your actual contact information is not shown to anybody that's not a registered user. And so that puts it online, and you have contact of email and or phone. And then a livestock producer would go searching for it. And if they see a property that's available, that's near them, that they might be interested in putting some cattle on, they then, as long as they're registered, they can get your contact information and contact you, and then you take it from there. We don't do anything in terms of actually negotiations or liaison between them. We just bring people together and give them an opportunity to conduct some business.
What's the cost to use this?
It's absolutely free, so there's no cost. It's just your little time to put your information up there. And I can tell you from years past that any crop producer that puts their corn stalks up there is likely to get several inquiries on people wanting to use it and rent it from them. So if you have corn stalks, we encourage people to get online and list them available for the cattle producers because everybody's looking for them.
You mentioned years past. You guys have been doing this for a few years now. What have you heard from those producers that are able to sell their crop residue, or the livestock producer able to make that connection? What have you heard from them from years past?
Well, in general, from the livestock producers, we usually hear that, hey, we wish there was more up there, yeah, right? Because they're always looking for it. Crop producers, like I said, they have not had any trouble at all getting them listed. And some of them will list, they'll list one circle of corn, for example, and say, I got 10 other circles just like this. So if you want to know something, come and find me. And they're basically making those transactions, developing those relationships, and then those relationships continue for the several years to come. They don't have to go find each other. They know each other's phone numbers and just pick up the phone and give each other a call. And that's really the general purpose of it. We're not there to collect data, not there to do anything onerous. It's just a matter of bringing people together that need each other's resources.
Jay, we appreciate the time. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me on.